We've got to talk about this, even if you think it's just a waste of time. Why? Well, I honestly believe that if you don't know this information, and even more important, if you don't understand it, you're setting yourself up as an easy bait for scammers. So it's in your own interest to understand and know this information. And you can be 100% sure that there are a bunch of scammers out there just waiting to find easy prey to get people away from their hard earned money. And you don't want to be one of them. See, there are people who are willing to put products out there that are crappy, that are not good, only to get people's money and then just disappear. Today, we're going to have an honest conversation about affiliate marketing for beginners and frustrated affiliates who have been taken advantage of. But let me be clear, a conversation only works if it's a two-way thing. So please, if you have had any kind of interesting experiences in affiliate marketing, you have been taken advantage of, or you have had successes, just write your comment down below and let's start talking. Let's have a conversation. That's the whole point of the video. You benefit, I benefit, you learn, I learn. And if you want to be kept in the loop about systems that actually work to help you make money online, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. I'm almost positive you have seen this super attractive, almost irresistible, fancy posts from the gurus. You know, the ones, where the guru is on the beach or driving a Lambo, where he's offering you, that you don't have to do absolutely nothing. You sit there, passive income, thousands of dollars in a day, just by doing nothing. And then you think, wow, this is amazing. I want to have this. But the truth is, this is a fantasy that they are selling you. And that's the reason it's so easy for people to fall for it, because it's an illusion. It's something that works in your emotions and works in your mind. And it's almost irresistible to say no to it. In fact, even I have fallen for that. That's why today I'm giving you the real behind the scenes view into what really is required to make money online, what really needs to happen for you to be successful with your online business. But before I do that, I have to give you a really bitter pill to swallow. And it's the fact that over 95% of people who start affiliate marketing will give up before they make 1 cent in commissions. So they will not be able to make any commissions and they will disappear from the marketplace. Why does this happen? What's the reason behind all this? Well, the problem is the very, very low barrier of entry. It's very easy to become an affiliate marketer. In fact, sometimes you can do it just for free. You just go to a website, sign up to become an affiliate, and you are an affiliate. So the problem that generates is that because it's a very low entry level and because it's a very low effort to actually start, the people develop a very low mindset that is not willing to do any effort in order to generate anything. As a mental exercise, let's just imagine that you want to start a brick and mortar business. Let's say, I don't know, a restaurant. What do you need for that? Well, number one, you need a lot of effort. You need, for instance, to have enough money to start, because you will need a location, a place, a building where the restaurant is going to function. You need to invest in equipment, lots of it actually. You need stoves, you need chairs, you need ovens, tables, pots, pans, and all that requires money. On top of that, you at least need one person, one staff, because if you are going to be the one cooking, you need somebody who goes to the door and receives the people and brings them to the table. Or if you have a cook, then you have that cook and you will be the one going to receive people and bring them to the tables and get their orders and stuff like that. So it's a much bigger effort. Then you have to wake up every morning, get ready, get out of the house, go to the restaurant and start actually opening up, setting everything up, preparing your menu, having them, cooking the menu, or at least preparing the ingredients to be ready when the people start coming, so that you can cook really relatively fast, so that the people are not waiting for hours in order to get their food. So it does require much, much effort. What's the result of that? Well, because the entry barrier is so high, you are going to make a much bigger effort to try to make it work. Do you see the difference? The affiliate marketing entry level or entry barrier is really, really low. People don't want to make a big effort and give up very easily. Brick and mortar business like a restaurant, entry level really, really high. So you will actually do as much as you can in order to make it work. And even though the chances of success are, on both cases, really low, because most businesses fail in the first 3 years, brick and mortar or internet marketing, the fact that you are starting with the wrong mindset when it's affiliate marketing is to your disadvantage. And you know what the result of that is? As soon as you hit the first bump in the road, you're going to give up. And that is the problem. And you know what's really sad is the fact that a lot of people who go through that situation, they start an online business, the entry barrier is so low, they start with the wrong mindset, they hit the first bump, and they give up, and they go out and they say, oh, that was a scam, which is very sad because it was not necessarily a scam, but they started with the wrong mindset, a zero effort mindset. And that is to their own disadvantage, but in the end, it causes in the marketplace a bad rap because a lot of people say it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam, when necessarily it's not, but people were not willing to do the work necessary to actually be successful. The problem is that a $0 entry fee generates a zero effort mindset, and that is even the worst thing that you can have if you're trying to make money online, if you're trying to have a business online. On top of everything I've been talking about, beginners get affected or crushed by the master everything overwhelm. What does that mean? They think they have to master content marketing, SEO, email creation or email marketing, sales funnels, domain hosting, and tracking all at the same time from the first day they start doing internet marketing. Obviously, that is going to overwhelm them. But that's the wrong way of thinking. When that mountain looks so high, self-doubt then creeps in, and then they don't know what to do. And the easy way, because they have the mindset I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago, they just give up. They abandon their dreams. The problem is that we live now in what I call an I want it now society. If it doesn't happen in the next 3 seconds, it doesn't work. It's crap. Forget it. Let's go for the next stuff. Something that works faster. That mentality is the doom of people who actually want to make internet marketing work, of affiliate marketers. However, you do have to understand that even in this modern world, and even in a world where AI is becoming ubiquitous, things that are worth it take time. In fact, people who are actually making money online have been at it for months, some of them years, and some even decades. So they have been consistent. The key of being successful is being consistent over time, doing the right thing. It takes time. This is a long-term game. And this is the sad part that leads to frustration, and even worse, leads to empty wallets. What is that? Well, people, once they get to that stressful point, to that overwhelm, they will stop what they're doing, they will close shop, and they will start looking for the next trend, what they think in their mind that's going to work this time, the next shiny object. Has that happened to you? I for sure uh, have to accept that it has also happened to me, maybe more than I care to reveal here. But the truth is, that's not the way to go. You know what the problem is with that behavior? Well, every time you're almost there, and the thing is, you don't know, right? But you're almost there and you're about to start getting traction, you give up. And that will definitely affect your results. And you will never get traction because as soon as you get to that specific point where it's a little bit hard, where it's little bit difficult, you just go and chase the next shiny object. That's called the shiny object syndrome. Now you start to understand why over 95% of people who start affiliate marketing give up and never make any commissions. And that's sad, but that's the real truth. The only thing that increases in their cases is the hole. And it gets bigger and bigger, that hole in their wallet. And that's a problem. That's frustrating, massively frustrating. It's very interesting that the initials for shiny object syndrome are 3 letters, SOS. And that's the international call for distress. When people say, oh, I need help, help me, help me. And in this case, what can help you to actually get off that and start actually making this thing work? Well, there are 3 things you have to escape. Number 1, you have to escape that zero effort mindset. Number 2, the master everything overwhelm. And number 3 would be, get out of that loop of following shiny objects over and over and over again. When you do that, that's when you can start actually to make money with your business online. So what do you need to do actually? Well, it's obvious. Think about it. You need to change. That's the key because, well, think about that quote that's very famous. If you keep doing the same thing and you expect to have a different result, what's that? Isn't that what they call insanity, being crazy? That's not what you want to do. You want to change your approach because obviously it hasn't been working. If you're one of those 95% that has been trying and it does not work, that means that something is wrong and you need to change your approach. What do you need to do then? And you definitely don't have to master absolutely everything all at once. What you need to do is you plug into a system that is working, that's generating money for the people who follow that system. And then once you do that, you will, if you do the work, start benefiting from the results of that proven system. By doing that, you will bypass all the problems that we were mentioning before. You will bypass the shiny object syndrome. If you commit to the system, you will not have this master everything overwhelm. And obviously, and this is the hardest part, you need to banish the zero effort mindset. But think about it. See, if you're using a system, you're not just going by emotions because that's exactly what a shiny object gives you. And they thrive by grabbing you with your emotions. They are sure and make sure that you have all these feelings and you have that dream, that fantasy, and they grab you and they then just disappear because the trend sometimes just flattens out and no more trend. But if you have a system, then you just follow the system using logic and specific steps, step by step by step. Something that people have been using and it works. It's proven. And that's what you want to have. One of the advantages of that is that a proven and established system actually frees you up to do the things that actually bring the money in, profit generating activities. Then you do that and you know that it will have a result afterwards. You just have to be consistent. And you will have time also to learn stuff, slowly, but you will know about how to do email marketing. You will know slowly about how to create sales funnels. You don't have to do them because the system will provide them to you, but you have the time afterwards, as soon as you get better and better, to add those skills to your repertoire. And that's what you want to do. So you are generating an income, and at the same time, you have the opportunity to learn new stuff that will improve your ability to do all that. This is what you need to understand. Human psychology, that doesn't change. What's around us does. Techniques and technology, that may change, but human psychology remains the same, and people will buy from people. People like to buy from those that they like, know, and trust. So once you develop that, once you understand that, then you can make your system work. And that, my friend, it's not going to change, even in the times of AI. In fact, I dare say that, yeah, I think definitely that with more AI out there, people will learn to appreciate more dealing with other people. That's something I just think that's going to happen. But I am almost positive that's going to be the development of all this AI stuff. People will appreciate dealing with people they know, like, and trust even more in this time. Success in affiliate marketing actually comes from being persistent, to having a system, having the right framework, and day in and day out doing the work. Following shiny objects and feeling overwhelmed and just giving up, that's one path. And the other path is a long-term path. It requires a little bit more effort, but if you have the right framework, in other words, the right system, the chances of success are much higher. So the question is, which path are you going to take? So if you're ready to stop being one of those 95% that quit easily and want to actually be one of the 5% who succeeds, you must commit to the work. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Lean on established systems that are proven to work and do the work. If you found this real talk something that taught you something and it helped you, then make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and let's together make 2026 a real success. I'll see you in the next video.